We have a significant and well-founded assumption, although it remains an assumption at this point, that the state established systemic access to the personal data of every Georgian citizen. This access likely extends beyond the information traditionally held by government institutions, potentially encompassing personal data from commercial entities, such as through the National Bank, banking loans, and various other channels. This issue impacts approximately 2.1 million voters, translating to around 700,000–800,000 households given our social demographics. In effect, the state utilized big data cross-analyses on its existing personal information database to precisely identify vulnerabilities within each household. These include households with socially disadvantaged individuals, those requiring medical attention, families with incarcerated members, households with participants in methadone programs, individuals with tax obligations, those engaged in tenders, citizens residing abroad, and public servants drawing salaries from the state budget. With such in-depth data, if a government disregards ethical principles and seeks to wield influence over citizens by compelling their electoral choices, it is entirely feasible in our information-driven society. This underscores the critical importance of safeguarding personal data. In reality, the state amassed comprehensive intelligence on citizens' lifestyles, employment, income levels, financial liabilities, health status, social standing, and travel history. Through advanced AI-enabled cross-analyses, the state could determine the most direct methods of exerting influence on each Georgian household and strategically apply this influence in a manner both efficient and virtually undetectable. Conversely, Georgian Dream has long grappled with issues of vote secrecy. I understand that many politicians and civil activists question how a vote could be influenced by an amount as seemingly trivial as 100 gel. But friends, votes were not exchanged for a flat rate of 100 gel. Rather, there were cases where votes were influenced for 100 gel, others for 1,000 gel, and still others for 10,000 gel, with the state meeting demands through a combination of pressure and influence. The state communicated its capacity to monitor and influence individual preferences, ultimately enforcing control over voters' decisions. This created a multi-layered mechanism. Individuals encountered layers of control at the polling station, beginning with an external perimeter populated by party activists, Georgian Dream representatives stationed in minibuses distributing cash, and in some instances, criminal networks. Once inside the precinct, voters faced a commission comprising Georgian Dream activists, public officials, and affiliated observers, all of whom contributed to a climate of intimidation, reinforced by the visible presence of cameras with unverified ownership. Over a period of 6 months, the state engaged in a systematic effort to influence the electorate's will. We cautioned that this would not be a straightforward election. While efforts were made to ensure confidentiality through technical measures, certain electoral manipulations, such as ballot fraud, could not be entirely mitigated. In the coming months, more details are likely to emerge, for instance, on issues regarding the dimensions of ballot envelopes, the visibility of certain markings, and other particulars. However, we must remain focused on the broader issue through implied threats to electoral confidentiality and utilizing the full weight of state resources. Georgian Dream, aided by criminal elements, succeeded in asserting undue influence over a substantial portion of the electorate's choices, though of course not universally.